So let me now move on to the second pitch of today by GetOTP. Now, as the name suggests, OTP, GetOTP is a technology that enables it very easy for digital services to implement OTP services, but and allows the users to gain extra layer of security. So without further ado, let me hand over to GetOTP. Thank you. Can you share your screen from? Can I just check if who's the speaker from GetOTP? Oh yeah, it's Iqbal. Thank you, Iqbal.
All right, folks. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, we can see your screen. Thank you. Yeah, please.
Just went. Hold on. Give me.
Yeah, no worries. Take your time.
Give me a minute. Okay, now something just went wrong. Well, folks, I'm sorry, something is not quite.
Iqbal, we can hear you.
Yes, I know.
No, we could see your screen also. So you can you share again, because we were able to see your screen.
You can't see the screen now, right?
No, right now we can't. Yes.
You can't. Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Great. So feel free to share.
Let me try to fix this. Give me a minute, please. I'm sorry for the wait. Okay, slides are here. This goes here. Here. I'm supposed to do this. This is supposed to go here. So, can you see my screen again now?
Yeah, give it 1 second. I think it's yes, now we can.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah, please go ahead.
All right, so a bit of a technical problem. I'm sorry. So let me just get on to it. Hello everyone, my name is Iqbal. I'm from Laluka Lab. So today I'm going to do a pitch about GetOTP. What is OTP? First, that's the first question that we had when we did this presentation first during the October 2021 Product Hunt pitch meetup. OTP stands for one-time password. I'll first quickly go through a high-level review of what GetOTP is to give the first-timers who were not there in October to give a background and context of what the product is, and then I'll quickly go through the updates that we had since then until now. What are the problems that we want to solve? Right, so these are the common problems that we see when from our clients during our time running Zugzo, a CPaaS platform. So they use a lot of they use the platform to do a lot of authentication, and these are the 5 things that we see that keeps on popping up with our clients. Number 1 is maintaining and producing the OTP logic, retrying the OTP logic, the one-time password retry logic for failed attempts, multi-channel OTP. So you just do not want to do only for SMS, for example. You want to do it for email and also for voice. So we wanted to have something that they can use from a single API. Supports any phone numbers, and this is an issue which not a lot of people know how to solve. Not all carriers, all aggregators support everywhere, the rest of the world, but that's what we want to do. And finally, a very important one, this is my pet peeve actually, is identifying fraudulent authentication request. How does it work? First, you send out an initial OTP request to our HTTP API to get OTP. You'll get a response that will contain a link which you redirect your end user to, and then the end user will get to our platform. We'll do all the authentication for you. Once that's done, we'll give you a OTP callback and then redirect the end customer to a success or fail page, which you specify in your initial OTP request. In the end, why do we do this? It's because that everyone's so busy. But authenticating customers and also making sure that the phone numbers and the email address that they gave to you works, and to a certain extent they are who they say they are, is a mundane but a very important task. we do know for a fact that a decent programmer who implements 2FA or OTP on their website takes around at least 7 days in a year, and that does not include the issues that pops up. So we want to make it easier for everyone, save them time and money. So these are the 5 new features since we last met. Number 1 is theme customization. Since the end user will be coming to our platform, we allow our customers to customize the user experience. Number 2 is multi-language support. Currently, we have English, Japanese, Korean, and Espanol for our platform. If you want a language that is not here, then please get in touch with me. We'll be happy to accommodate that. Number 3, a Recapture Integration. So this is an integration which tries to help prevent robot authentication requests and deplete our customers of their quota. This is actually a specific custom request that we had when we released. WordPress plugin, this was released I think 2 weeks ago. You can also now use GetOTP for your WordPress or WooCommerce sites. And finally, fraud retraction. So internally, it's called Project Bogota. It's an anti-fraud analysis. This is what I'm really proud of, and the reason why GetOTP was actually built in the first place. We produce a percentage number of possibility for a particular mobile or phone email request via not genuine request. I can get into the details on how actually we do that in the Q&A if anyone's interested. Thank you. That's a GetOTP from me, Iqbal Laloka Labs. You can look for us here at otp.dev. That's our email address. You can get in touch with us if you have any questions, and also follow us on Twitter at GetOTP.
Thank you so much, Iqbal, for this amazing presentation. It really looks very must technology because of all the security issues we face around the user side. So I think it sounds very promising. I would like to ask the audience to please ask any questions you have. Feel free to ask anything. I'm sure Iqbal would be happy to answer.
Any questions, anyone?
Yeah, I have a question actually.
Okay.
So actually I was a bit curious. It's a very general question, but this OTP technology, right, has existed a lot. Like obviously, there's of course OTP started like from start of the tech revolution, right, like around 10-15 years ago. So I was a bit curious, like where is your focus on? Like how do you distinguish yourself? Is it like market? Like are you focusing on any specific market or any specific add-on technology that distinguishes you from other technologies?
No, it's in terms of technology, it's actually very old technology, as you said. It's just basically based on the telephony technology that we have, which has been around for 100 years. Where SMS is not as long as that though, but in the end it's the same. You need to pass something which only you know to a particular person that you have particular certain confidence that they only have that particular thing to receive this particular thing that only you know, if that makes sense. Anyway, the technology itself is not new, but what we're trying to do is to make it easier to use without having too much time spending on figuring out the small bits of details, like any other bit of technology. You need to, for example, you need to figure out generating the OTP, which everyone has to do. And this is a repeated process for every single business. And then on top of that, you need to figure out to make sure that you are sending and your particular recipient is receiving the OTP. There's no loops where people try to retry, and then what do you do about that? That actually is a very complicated process in itself. The thing which no one else, so I'm not particularly aiming at a particular market. It's actually something which can be used by anyone who wants to make sure that their customers are who they are. But one thing which no one has really looked into is making sure whether something like an identity verification. No one actually make sure that this is actually a valid number or valid email address, or was this email or phone number used for fraudulent requests in the past. So that is where we want to focus going forward, actually. Not for a particular market, but I think it's a problem which we have seen ourselves, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people are seeing that too.
Okay, sounds really good. So just as a follow-up, so you don't focus on specific market, but you're based in Japan. So I'm assuming, like, is that like your main target for now, or is it you're already keeping it diversified?
Okay. In terms of geographical market, the company La Loca Labs, which is running GetOTP, is based out in Tallinn. From the start, from the get-go, our market is basically everywhere, the rest of the world. That is why one of the things that we wanted to solve was any number in this world from the get-go you can use for GetOTP, right? So I'm in Japan because I'm a resident here. I live here for the past 20 over years. So I'm just in Japan, but it's not a specific market that I'm targeting yet. We just open up, and anyone who wants to use it, I think it's a very universal problem. So that's it.
Okay, thank you so much. Sorry, does anyone has any, like, feel free to ask any questions to Iqbal. I think, Anthony, you have a question?
The question in the chat there, just why GetOTP is available in the languages shown. Are those your first potential markets? I think you were asking the question more or less before, but I lived in Korea myself before for about 5 years. And so I saw you had Korean as a choice. Is there any reason for that, or how would you respond to that question?
Well, if possible, we want to have languages in every possible language in the world. Not everyone speaks English, right? Not everyone speaks Japanese. So if that's possible, the fact is adding languages in itself to the authentication forms platform is trivial. It's not so difficult. Right. Translating them, making sure that they make sense is a different story altogether. To the question of why these particular languages are being specifically, we add that. Number one, Espanol, and also is something which a lot of people talk about. We also definitely want to get Chinese there sometime. Japanese is something that I'm passionate about because I live here. I speak Japanese too. Korean is a language which is spoken by one of our by the product manager. So since it's trivial to add languages, I just said to anyone here wants to add a new language, and they say, okay, why don't we add this and that and that? And Espanol is, all of these languages are spoken by one of our team members at least. So that is actually the first reason why we add them.
Makes sense. Yeah, somebody said add French.
Right. If anyone can help us do the translations, then we'll definitely add that.
I think Rafael would be happy to help, right, Rafael?
Yeah.
Nice. That's really good to know. So thank you again, Iqbal, and of course, Anthony, for asking the question. Thank you, Yusuke. Yusuke is also sharing links to the